Hi, everyone. This is Brian G from Keller Williams, and today we're going to talk about pricing your home to sell. So, you're interested in selling your home? You call me up. I stop over. We're sitting at the kitchen table, and we're looking at the comps or the comparable listings, right? So, what I do is I pull what has been active pending sold in the last 6 months in your neighborhood, right, or in your general vicinity, right? And we sit there and we look at the different values, and then based upon the overall condition, maintenance of your home, what features that you have in relation to those comps is where we decide what the sale price is. And before I continue, I'm just going to say this is a very general video here. Of course, every situation is unique, every property is unique. So let's talk about some of those unique things. One thing is, like, what time of year are we selling? Are we selling in the winter, the spring, the summer, or fall? That affects price. Are interest rates high or interest rates low? Do we have an imbalance in the market? Is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? Right. So all of these things we will talk about. Okay. But to avoid making an hour and a half long video, I'm just going to give you some general principles that we're working with. Okay. Now, I find in my experience that usually staying right around market value price is good for almost every single market. Like, that is the place to be. When you're in a buyer's market, it's like, okay, that's reasonably priced. When you're in a seller's market and everything else is jacked up way over what the average is, then buyers look at your home and say, oh my goodness, what a value. But really, it's at market value, right? So that just in general, I like to stay around market value. Now, we can do a little bit of a healthy stretch. You can try that out, but we definitely don't want to overprice the house. Okay. When you overprice the house, just brings all kinds of problems and complications. For example, when you're overpriced, you could be missing a whole pool of buyers who could afford your home, but they don't even come to see it because they feel it's already out of reach. That's a bad thing. Why? Because your home starts to sit on the market. When a home sits on the market and doesn't sell, what's the first thing that buyers think? What's wrong with the house? Why isn't it selling? There must be something wrong, right? We definitely don't want that getting out, right? What are some signs that a house is overpriced? Well, a couple things we look for, real telltale signs, is if you have a lot of showings and no offers, or if you have no showings at all, no one's showing up, then that means we're out of touch with what buyers' expectations are for the market in that time. Okay. So, another couple things that I really do want to mention that are important is, what you need to get out of the house doesn't matter to the buyer. Let's say that you had a house, you took out an equity loan, so you need to get this amount for it, but the comps and market values down here, right? What you need to get out of the house does not affect your market value, right? And again, if you go way overpriced to make up for what you want and a home sits on the market, that's not going to be good for you. Okay. A couple other things. I see this all the time. I hear this all the time, right? My neighbor says that my house should be worth this. This online website, Zillow, Realtor.com says my house should be this, right? My parents say that my home should be worth this, right? Okay. I hear these all the time. What really matters are the comparables that we're looking at, the comps that we're looking at. The numbers don't lie. Okay. And I'm not saying that any of those other people are, but your neighbor is not you. Your neighbor does not understand those nuances, right? And our parents, we love our parents, but let's say your parents have been, in their home for, say 20 years or 15 years. The market in marketing and the process of selling a home has changed so much in 15 years, 20 years, 10 years, that what the parents' expectations were when they bought their house could be totally different than in this market. So although we love our parents and we go to them for advice all the time, unless they're realtors in the business and actively practicing real estate, we can't always rely on that. I really do need you to, listen to me and what we're looking at in the current market with current marketing strategies and current pricing. Okay. So anyway, this is a very brief discussion. But when we sit down, of course, we'll talk about all these things. And once again, very general here. Every property is unique, every situation is unique. And of course, we will tailor the pricing of your home to your needs and to the current market. Anyway, thank you so much. Take care.